It is Wednesday, June 17th. Let's start with some coronavirus news. So Florida has been reporting a troubling amount of new COVID cases each day this week. Governor Ron DeSantis says there is nothing to worry about. Well, we heard from a group of 16 friends who all tested positive for coronavirus after visiting a recently reopened Florida bar. They said nobody was wearing a mask and the bar was really crowded. Well, maybe it's too soon to reopen. Governor Ron DeSantis doesn't think so. He said they're going to reopen the state as scheduled. So that's Florida for you. We learned earlier in the week that Beijing has been reporting new COVID cases. Well, they will put strict measures back in place, locking down much of the city after this coronavirus outbreak. Tokyo has been reporting new cases each day this week, and New Zealand, no longer coronavirus free. 2 women traveled from the UK to New Zealand to visit a family member, brought the Rona with them. They are in quarantine right now, however. This is pretty alarming for New Zealand, who has been coronavirus free. Now, moving on, there has been a breakthrough on the coronavirus front when it comes to treatment. Studies at Oxford in the UK show the steroid DEXAMETHASONE reduces the risk of death in seriously ill COVID patients by about 1/3. However, it doesn't appear to help less severely ill patients. So I guess if you get a mild case of the Rona, I don't know, figure it out yourself. It is a widely available drug, and the UK's Prime Minister said he will make sure that the country is stocked should there be a second coming of coronavirus. All right, on to Orange Johnny news. So Johnny signed an executive order on police reform for what he called encouraging a higher standard of policing. Well, this will encourage police departments to meet a set of standards that will include banning chokeholds except when the officer's life is at risk. It will also create a national database of excessive force complaints and, wait for it, encourage the involvement of mental health professionals in nonviolent cases. Well, if you're not catching a theme here, encouragement seems to be it. People have been encouraged to wash their hands all of my life. Well, 2020 has proven that they don't. So you know what we need, Donnie? We need legal implementation. We need to combat racial bias and racial profiling. We need more than just encouragement. So today, the Republican-led Senate did propose a bill on police reform. Here is what it says. The bill does not ban chokeholds, but will withhold federal funding from any police department who doesn't try to stop using this potentially deadly technique. Well, anyway, instead of defunding the police, the bill would actually increase funding for training for police officers, including learning different methods other than deadly force. The bill has a very weak take on disciplinary records, allowing them to be shared between police departments, but not creating a national database of violations and complaints. It also doesn't address qualified immunity, a legal mechanism that protects officers from being held accountable for what they do on the job. We will see what happens with this. I will keep you updated. In breaking news from the Rayshard Brooks case, Fulton County's district attorney announced this afternoon they will be pressing charges against the officers. He says they conducted 7 witness interviews and viewed 8 tapes from the scene that night, and says we have decided to issue warrants in this case today. All right, and lastly, Aunt Jemima's image is being retired after over 130 years. The company has come out and said Aunt Jemima's origins are based on a racial stereotype. It seems Uncle Ben might be next. These are things that I never thought of, I never knew were offensive, and I'm really glad I'm learning this now so we can make these changes. Keep learning, everybody. That is it for today, and I will see you guys on Friday.